In the previous vignette, we replaced our old linoleum counter with beautiful new tile and stain-resistant epoxy grout. To continue this new modern look and complete our kitchen installation, we are going to tile our backsplash. We will continue using the rapid set mortar and epoxy grout, allowing us to completely tile our countertop and backsplash in 2 days. We have already set our countertop tiles and grouted. For the most aesthetically pleasing results, before you begin setting the backsplash tile, be sure to watch the grout joints on your countertop with the vertical grout joints on the backsplash. Using your carpenter pencil, measure and mark the layout of the first row of tiles. Measure the remaining space between the top of your tile and cabinet. This is the size you will need to cut your top row of tiles. In this installation, the layout will wrap the tile around the end of the wall by the sink, providing a complete appearance to the counter and backsplash. You will need to measure and cut your tiles for this corner to form an even joint. Because one of the edges of our cut tile will be visible, we will file and polish the cut side to make it look as finished as our other tiles. Since we are using rapid setting mortar, it is better to pre-cut all tiles for the backsplash before mixing our mortar. Keep in mind that we will be setting with a 1/16 inch grout joint. For your bottom row of tiles that connect with the counter, use wedges to create the lift you need for your grout joint. In this case, we are allowing about 3/16 of an inch space between the countertop and the bottom edge of the wall tile. This will allow movement without damage to the wall or counter tile. To tile the backsplash, spread and comb mortar onto the backer board into horizontal trowel lines. This will help in preventing tiles from slipping while setting. Apply mortar to the back of each tile, also called back buttering. Work your first tile into place by slightly twisting and pushing it into the mortar. Back butter your next tile and work it into place. Using your level, make sure that your tiles are flush and even. Position your wedges between the bottom of the tiles and the counter tiles. Using your tile spacers, create your grout joint. Continue setting across the bottom, making sure your vertical joints align from the counter to the backsplash. Finish setting your top row, using your level often so your tiles have a smooth, even look. Set the end tiles and cut tiles until your backsplash is complete. Because a rapid set mortar is being used here, we will be able to grout the backsplash in 3 hours. Once your mortar has cured per the manufacturer's instructions, remove your tile spacers and wedges. Using a razor blade or putty knife, carefully remove any excess mortar from the grout joints. Be careful not to chip tiles or injure yourself in this process. Mix your epoxy grout. Refer to the tips and techniques for mixing NA4500 Vibracolor grout. Apply the grout to the backsplash using a grout float. Take your time and apply the grout in small amounts, moving diagonally across the tiles. Thoroughly fill all joints until they are void-free. Avoid digging into the joints. Pay special attention to your grout joint that connects the backsplash with the countertop. Dip the white scrub pad, which was included in the kit, into clean water and begin removing excess grout material. Once the excess grout has been loosened with the scrub pad, use a damp sponge and wipe the tiles in a diagonal direction. Avoid digging into the grout joints. Rinse the sponge frequently in clean water. If necessary, remove any remaining haze with a soap and water solution. Clean with the white scrub pad and sponge, repeating the same cleaning process. Now that you have retiled the counter and backsplash, you can reinstall the sink. Simply set the sink into the counter cutout and seal using the recommended caulk. Connect your drains and faucets and turn on the water. Using rapid set mortar and stain-resistant epoxy grout, we have been able to transform this out-of-date kitchen in as little as 2 days.